can't believe we get to do this. Do you guys remember all the years I've done like videos and stuff where I've been like, whatever, man, you know, just putting something out there. You guys remember Idiots in Cleveland? That's a great video on my old channel. I'm gonna re-up that one. Idiots in Cleveland is one of the videos that we did that first of all, that trip was what I call a trauma trip. Idiots in Cleveland on my old channel is like a trauma trip where you just got so many moving pieces going on the human recovery level. Human recovery has been a huge part of my life. It's never not going on when I'm out working this stuff. I've got someone named George Costanza watching. I am honored. I didn't even know you were actually real. Dude, that is awesome. George Costanza. I better watch out or there will be no soup for me. So I love sitting down for 20 minutes and sharing time with you guys. A couple of quick observations. First, I have a nice thermos filled with Tim Hortons coffee that John Ryan Zander brought for me to the last time we met up at Life Skateboards. That was on something February 5th. Well, John Ryan Zander and Ian Cooper are meeting up with me at Life Skateboards on this coming Monday, probably something like the 7th. So that's exciting to me. And I'm finishing up the Tim Hortons coffee now, and it's good. Come on. Coffee is good. So that's number one observation. Number two observation, I smell good. You know that zone in your deodorant process where, all right. So you took a shower maybe, or maybe you just did the quickie. I can actually, without hurting my skin, take an like one of those cleaning wipes, the Lysol ones, hit myself, knock it down, and then I can take water, wash that off pretty quick, and then I can throw on some deodorant. Well, I've got this deodorant it's a little tiny sample size called Degree deodorant. It's white. You know that there's like the clear ones and then there's like the white ones, and none of them are good for me. But I put on some of that Degree, put it on really light, you know, and then, so now I'm 2 days later and I've been skating and I've hit that point where I'm like, yeah, I'll like reach for something. I'm like, yeah, I've been skating. and it's not at the point where Judy's like, you're rank. You have an issue you need to take care of. That's not happening, which she almost never says that to me. Because I almost never am super rank. But this Degree stuff is super powerful and I don't like it at all. I'm going to try that Dr. Squatch deodorant. I like their ads. They're funny. So that's the second observation. Third observation is, you know, I just opened up, I started a TikTok last year and was gone. As soon as I open it up, you know, I'm on a lifetime monogamy experiment here. So I didn't do TikTok, but now my TikTok is nothing but pets, which is all I want to see. It's just pets. Pets.
I don't think I could make it on the outside, Andy.
Okay, that's good. That's Shawshank Redemption and a baby. I don't think I can make it on the outside, Andy. Pets. I mean, eventually I'm probably going to start doing TikToks because they're a great way to communicate and I can make it fun. Good morning, John Ryan Zander, Stacy, Chad, George. Thanks for joining me. I'm like, oh my goodness, because, you know, I've been watching YouTube. I like YouTube's. YouTube is my way to do an end run and try to find information in an age where it's just like so much spin everywhere. Turns out information is a little overrated. Maybe not, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to just do this for now and go skate. So, down here this morning, I'm on a special project. I went to Westwood skateboarding yesterday and picked up a set of beautiful Powell Peralta, I don't know, what are these? Soft slide formula wheels. They were not cheap, but cheap is overrated. I'm not going to say how much they were. They were not cheap, but cheap is overrated. I worked and saved up and have the skrill to throw these bad boys onto my longboard this morning. My Life skateboards. Did I talk about this yet? I got the panhead, the stretch panhead. It is long. And I got it with a nice set of, these are probably 95A wheels. And they're nice. They're really nice. They're new old stock. I forget which brand, which company. They're non-printed. And I love them. I'm going to be using these, or I'm going to be passing them on to a kid to use, because I'm finding out, okay, we're going to talk about all-terrain in a minute. But this is a great longboard. I'm actually going to lift it up a little more, and I'm going to put on these sweet larger wheels. They're a little bit larger. And then I'm going to go on a dog pull. I'm going to take the dog, and we're going to go for another pull down to the coffee shop. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. I have two decks to make this week. I have 2 decks to make this week on my stock shapes for some friends of mine. So I'm gonna be slicing, dicing those. That's always great, because I get real yakety when I have a lot of yacky thoughts when I do that. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's gonna rain, on and off. It's gonna be rainy but some days it's sunny, and I like it. It drops to the 20s and then it gets up in the 50s. That's perfect temperatures to me. Real good. And yesterday I got to go out and skate. It was the maiden voyage of these hilarious shoes. They're probably not hilarious to you, but I got these shoes from Life Skateboards. They have old stock of State. It says free and liberated state inside them. And I have to say, I've never liked slip-ons, but I like paying for shoes even less than I like slip-ons. And Sam said, I forgot to load my shoes on the way to the shop. And I was just a minute from my house. So I called Sam and I was like, hey, do you have any skate shoes left over in my size 9.5? And he's like, yes, I do. He had 3 pairs. So he flowed me this pair and another pair of free and liberated state skate shoes. And I have no complaints. They're great. Also, lower top lays off my Achilles tendon. I did not expect this. I thought I was supporting myself, but the Achilles tendon on my rear foot is doing well with not having a shoe collar around it. Maybe I've been injuring myself just by wearing high tops. I don't do a lot of flip tricks, although I've been trying kick flips lately. I'll try like twice. And you know what? I think I should just start kick flipping more. I have a good flick and a good pop. If I really cared and just spent like 20 minutes, I think I'd start dialing in kick flips for like a daily trick. And that's a great trick. I like that. I don't like the idea of doing a kick flip down a 5-stair or a 7-stair. And I've watched my friends, even a sponsored rider of mine, Carrie Willis, break her ankle doing a kickflip down a 6 or 7 stair. And it just, even now thinking about it, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Because whatever I'm going to get by doing that kickflip down that 5 stair or that 7 stair, I'm going to have to keep kickflipping down that 5 stair or 7 stair to keep it. And I can't be married to that. You know what I mean? So I'm not criticizing my friends who do that, not at all. But I want you to know that my admiration of your accomplishment is tinged with fear and sadness at your injuries. And I'm also mildly, I hope you guys can hear that. There's one of the kids playing piano upstairs. Our house is like a boarding house. We have people who rent rooms here. We have a family renting rooms here. When I say rent, I mean loosely. This is not they're our guests, and they lived here for 6 months now, and they're helping us with our, like that. It's not like I'm a landlord. I'm not. These are our friends. But yeah, the kids are up there. I wish that she would play piano through the video. Oh, there she is. So yeah, those things are just, when I see a young person on the come up working hard by jumping down things, I just know. I mean, are you guys tracking with Jaws Homoki, Aaron Homoki, right now? He's on a full knee rebuild and he's doing a Road to Recovery series because, and we've known it. I mean, I've been cringing. I don't love the aspect of skateboarding where you are under the pressure to establish your brand, your name. I don't mean to put this evil on Jaws. He does what he wants. You do what you want. Nobody can judge that. However, everyone has to make decisions about preference, and they can come off as judgmental if you're not mature in the way you frame them. I'm trying to be mature in the way I frame this kind of commentary and say, everybody gets to do exactly what they want to do. Nobody gets to stand in judgment and say, oh, you're a kook because you only do this, or ah ha ha, freestylers, ah ha ha, slalom, ho, longboards. No one gets to do that. But we can say, I cringe really hard when I see people do this because it causes me to think, and what you wind up doing is you wind up telling the story of yourself. I'm not telling the story about these people. I'm telling the story about how I feel, what I think, what I've been through, and what I've come to value when I react to those aesthetic offerings, you know? And it can seem harsh because some of it's just downright very sensible, and it flies in the face of a lot of conventions, you know, of come correct or don't come at all, you know, and you gotta put in work, you gotta put down blood, and I just don't believe it. I've been a part of people becoming skateboarders for many years, and the people I see becoming lifers and even rippers, they don't need to be told they're not good enough unless they do something. They need to be told that they are just good. Man, you're good, bud. You're good. You're loved. Enjoy yourself. Play with the toy. Play with the toy. And that's where I'm at with that. So this morning, it's a little reaction to TikTok. I have some other things to comment on. I might start a second video today because I want to talk about, you know, we've got, they're not spies, but we've got good people who are watching the skateboarding industry, and you should too. And there are interesting things happening in the skateboard wood industry. I think skateboard decks are the heart of it. I really do. You could skate a range of trucks and a range of wheels with a range of bearings and not deprive yourself of very much. Like one of my least favorite brands to skate is Tracker because they turn very little. I think I would also put like Venture in that group too. But the thing is, I skated on Trackers for a hot minute and enjoyed every session. And the way they turned, I dialed it in. It was good. It was great. Indy is a turning formula that I understand. I prefer Ace for turning. And I'm riding exclusively Ace trucks now because I'm just loving the turning. But Indies, they're more stable. They grind. You know, they're more knowable. They what Indies do is they tip, and they stop. Ace tips, and you're like, but I love the second one better. But riding Indies, I'll ride whatever is on a board. I'll tweak it a little bit. I might switch bushings a little bit, but I really am not demanding. But a deck, if I could choose how my decks are, and I did this, I'm a living testament to it. You know, if I could choose how my decks are, I would choose the way that I built my concaves. You know, so I built something that felt better to me. That's what I'll say. It felt better to me, and it feels better to a lot of people. And Life Skateboards has come out with concaves that are, let me just look at this one. This is just sick. Yeah. They sit in a rack. Any board that sits in a rack for a while is going to get a little lopsided, and it'll relax back straight. This is another thing about going to the skate shop and everything's up on a rack or in the sun. This has a tiny bit of a warp in it right now, and that's because I racked it diagonally. That's important. You know that. But we've got some feelers out. We're getting some feedback from some of our folks. They're not spies. They're just observant people who care about skateboarding and care about the skateboarding industry. And the wood market, it feels like the wood market, the skateboard deck market is going through some changes. Some people are talking about it in terms of changes that are like possibly cataclysmic. Maybe we're looking at, I think one person said, are we watching the mainstream industry collapse upon itself like a dying star? I think that's how one person put it. And I don't know. I think almost everything is less important and less impactful than it looks. Things are not always what they seem. But we are in a time of transitions. There was a supply line interruption during the shutdowns when the virus hit. And that interruption was an opportunity for the skateboarding market to change. I'm going to do a second video on that. This was just a good morning. Good morning to you all. I'll be back in just probably a few minutes after I post this to YouTube. We'll do another video. We're going to talk about the skateboard market. It'll be fun. Or it won't be fun. We'll see. I'm going to find the finish button and I'm going to finish it. Westwood Skateboarding here in Cincinnati, Ohio, a friendly family-owned skate shop. And I'm really glad that they had these sweet Powell snakeskin looking with the skull, with the wings. That is a good graphic, although you know I'm going to put it on the inside, so I'm blanking out there. Are they symmetrical? They are symmetrical. These are symmetrical cuts, so I'm going to put them in reversed because I love that anonymous identity. I like that. All right, friends. Talk to you soon.